So we're going to be talking about a strained relationship that's been a long time sitting here, right? So I'm going to tell you right now that this is going to be an unavoidable situation that you're going to have to face. Point blank, period. There is a sense of sadness, crying, waking up in the middle of the night, or waking up crying, you know, just sad about that this is the life that you're living. It could be different, but it's not. So what I'm going to be reading here, it's going to be heavy. It's not going to be rainbows and butterflies. And as a matter of fact, it's going to be trauma and depression and the need to heal that. That's the gist of what I'm going to be going through here. So if you're ready to receive that kind of message, then stay and watch and see if you gather a message here that you need to hear, and we move forward, okay? So we have somebody here. We have somebody who's watching your videos. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we have old school. We have the videotapes. There's also cassette players. So there's somebody who also listens to music, is reminded of you through music, or likes to hear your voice. So they like to watch you, they like to hear you, or they like to hear things, music, that remind them of you, okay? So the keywords to this is outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. So this is somebody who's the should have, would have, could have, done something different, and they're watching, right? They see you, right? Or at least they have an old outdated version in their head of who you are or who they wanted you to be, okay? And then the next identifier here is picture. Again, we have like an older idea, an older concept of images, right? So this person obviously is reminiscing, has nostalgia over the past. The should have, would have, could have. Says looking at pictures, missing you, nostalgia, making new memories. So obviously there's somebody here that there is having a strained relationship with you, or has a strained relationship with you, and they want something different. They are very sad. They're very sad and nostalgic about how life is now, okay? And then we have the last identifier here, which is healing heart. Healing heart says healing heartbreak, toxicity or addiction, abusive relationship. So this is straightforward. This connection is abusive. This person knows and probably has guilt for the things that they have done, the things that they have said, you know, and it's toxic. It's toxic as fuck. So there's a reason why there's heartbreak. There's a reason why they're reminiscing and why there's a strained relationship. It's because whatever the fuck is going on or has gone on, it's just not healthy. It's just not it. So those are the identifying characteristics of this person. So if any of this fucking makes sense to you, if it's clicking, then just know that this reading is for you at this point. So the under the deck energy of that is not today. You see here a woman turned her back, just looking off into the distance in a gray, bleak shoreline. It says boundaries and hurt, avoiding conversation, not dealing, and still upset. So this means that whatever it is that this other person, whatever abuse that they have done or have tried to do to this person over here, it's not cutting it. Basically, this person over here is not budging. Obviously, they're not going to deal with abuse. They're not going to deal with shoulda, woulda, coulda's. They clearly have a boundary set for a fucking reason, and something has to give. And it's not going to be them. They're not going to give. So, and I hate that this is something that I have to talk about and I have to call it as I see it, but I mean, if Spirit's bringing it to my attention, it's because it needs to be. So we're doing it. So the next thing is storm warning. Again, there's visualization of like the ocean. So there's something here with the ocean, and it represents emotion. The ocean represents the emotion. So right now, this is what we can expect. This is something unavoidable. So we see here a nasty looking tornado, storms coming in to shore. We see here a very poorly set foundation, a foundation of pain, a foundation of trauma, a very weak foundation that will be broken. That is what you can expect. So the abuse needs healing. The abuses need healing. Okay? So the storm is coming as a blessing in disguise. And it's unavoidable. You cannot take this energy further into your life. It's done. You're going to have to face it. And whatever it is that means going forward, we're going to figure that out. But just know that whatever foundations that you have that were built on false foundation, it will be destroyed. It will need to be destroyed to be healed, to be built up again. So there is hope in this darkness. Now, next to that was adjacent possibilities. So once this happens, once the storm comes in and, shit hits the fan, it's there to be healed. So you see there's bright lights in all of these doors that pop up. But these only will open, this will only happen is if you take the path of healing, if you take the path of facing what you have to face and not run from it anymore and not hide from it anymore and not try to be fake about your life. And at the bottom of that deck, we have Healer of the Ages. Again, the idea of healing, the idea of facing it. There's this white purity that's coming from this. So Spirit is indicating that there's a need to heal this relationship, to mend this relationship. And I also get this sense of the heart. So somebody here might have heart disease or is leading to heart disease because of the heartbreak, the amount of heartbreak that this person has endured. I'm not giving anybody medical advice or anything, but this is a clear indication that there is the heartbreak is feeding the heart disease that somebody here has. There's somebody who's in their depression, somebody who's crying over this. So it's just something, heads up. It's a heads up. If you're not doing what you got to do to heal the heart, you will have physical consequences to deal with. And it is what it is. Now, I have other energies here. And it's interesting here. It's very interesting. So I've already pulled this card several times. Sadness is as obvious as it is. It's just somebody who is in their depression, who's crying a lot, that feels like they want to surrender. They want to like give up. They want to give up the fight. They don't want to fight anymore. And rightfully so. Like, who the fuck wants to fight all the time? It's exhausting. It's exhausting, and it's pointless to fight over and over the same shit. So there's a sense of surrender, being sad, the need to surrender, the want to surrender, but there's a frustration here. So this person is trying to fit these outdated, these traumas into this little hole here. So I'm seeing it as like two different people, literally two different people trying to come together, and they can't. So there's a frustration here that they're not getting each other. They're not on the same page. They're not on the same wavelength. And one is this rectangular cube bullshit thing and the other person is the whole, like just open and completely different. An idea, it's just different. They're different people. And it's like the idea of trying to fit this cube into this little hole, and it just doesn't, it's just not. So there's that frustration of trying to connect, of trying to make something work, and it's not gonna fucking work. It's not gonna work unless she molds herself into something different. She heals what she has to heal, or he heals, whatever, he, she, whatever. Energy's energy, masculine, feminine. So there's a change that needs to happen here in order for this to go through that hole and to fit and to make this work. But ultimately, this is going to come from a place of love. It's love. Love is what's going to heal this. Doing it, going through and healing your traumas, healing the abuse, working shit out. It's if it's coming from your heart, if it's coming from that place within you, this is the answer. This is what's going to fix it. So it's as simple as, it's a simple fix, but it's a difficult process. It's simple but difficult. So, and the reason why I'm saying that is because there's a need of reflection. Okay? So it's simple. The answer here is simple. So whatever it is that this needs, whatever kind of healing that this needs, it needs to come from an authentic place of loving the person. And what does that person need? What kind of love does that person need? What kind of reflection does that person need? So it's simple, but actually doing it and going through the traumas and reliving it and processing that, that's the difficult part. But what's going to push this through to heal is love, reflecting, love, and being aware. So this is no fucking bullshit. For real. This is no bullshit, and I literally got the Sun here. The Sun card is optimistic. It's like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, we got this. That's the end goal. This is the end game here. Happiness. Joy, fulfillment, whatever it is that makes you happy, that's what's going to happen. So only you know what to do. Only you know what your abuses, what your traumas are, and moving forward, encouraging yourself to do the work, to do the actual work, to face it and move past it and to heal it and move forward. Not to be in this would have, should have, could have energy anymore. And that's what I got for you guys. I hope this helps. Bye.